What does swimming in a lake in the middle of Plaguelands have to do with griefing Wintersprings? Stick around and find out. If you're a Shohelm human male warrior, Mankirk is that way, drop a yikes or a cringe in the comments on your way out. If you have exactly 140 cooking skill but go through 3 stacks of simple wood a week, this guide is for you. Ask a rogue to explain that one to you. Winterspring is a wonderful griefing zone with a lot to offer. I'm saving the best for last. Unfortunately, the one graveyard that Winterspring has is only seconds away from both Flight Pass and Town. This means that if you're camping somebody, they can spirit res and get away very easily. You really can't camp anybody here unless you get a group to cover the graveyard at the same time. A lot of people's first thought when they think Wintersprings is the Firewater Chief. Now, this is not griefing. This is farming. Let me explain the difference. When you're here, people think that you want the firewater. There's a reason. There's a why. Great griefing, there is no why. There is no reason. There's only pain. When you give these people a reason why you're here, it's just business. As long as there's no why, it's personal. Also, you're going to get Piper Perry couch memed here. Like, for real, this place is so crowded. Watch how they come out of the woodwork in this clip. It's not even funny. The only way to really grief here is to get a group of Horde and Alliance and just protect the Chief. Unless you can somehow show the people on Discord you're deleting the Firewater. But let's be real, there's just better places in Winterspring to grief than this. Oh, the Distract Bridge. Distracting as a rogue never gets old, and few things are more satisfying than one-shotting someone and putting another grown man into a full 3.5 minute timeout. You can see here I've sped this up several times, just making the corpse run to get the exact time, and it's 3.5 minutes exactly. That's enough time for someone to really think about what's happened. They're going to experience all 5 stages of grief. The only issue here is that this has been done so often and for so long, people are aware of it. And so even if you do manage to distract a lot of people off, they're just going to lip, blink, ice block, Noggenfolger, parachute cloak, something along those lines. Darkwhisper Gorge. What an underrated gold mine. You'll find tons of warlocks and priests back here. It's pretty popular with gold farmers too. The only thing I'm going to ask is if you see members of the explorer community, leave them be. The Grieving Community owes them a pretty big debt, and they get a pass from me. While you're back here, it's always going to be very easy to get in 1 vs 5s, 1 vs 2s. All you need to do is just wait for them to pull a mob. The mobs back here are very strong. They're meant for 5-man groups. With a 4-minute corpse run, all your cooldowns will be back up by the time they res too. There's numerous quests with caves and escorts and such that you can grief. The 0.5 quest is a good one. I'm not going to go into all the quests you can grief. Just go on to Wowhead. You can see I like to check the caves. If you can kill somebody in the back of the Yeti cave in particular, it's pretty funny. But let's get into some of the more real griefing than just simple ganking. Places that you really need to check, especially if you're Horde, is the Blue Dragon Cave. Now, you will find people out here farming the dragons, but what you're really looking for are any alchemists that happen to be goblin engineering, or any druids that are alchemists. What they're going to do if they're Alliance is they're going to come up to the top here, and there's a quest that you just never complete, and it teleports you pretty much exactly right to Skolo. And they're going to do that for their flask runs. So this is a very good spot to distract people off or just gank them. As you see, there's also a way to teleport in and out of the cave below if you can't make the jump, but you should be able to make the jump if I can show a human male showhelm how to do it in about 10 seconds. This is also one of the quests that you need in order to get Ani attuned. So you're going to see a lot of fresh 60s up here too, and they're always a good time. Something else you can do with people camping the fire water runners like here or even around town, just go to war with the Timber Maw or the Steamwheel Cartel and whisper them INV. A lot of people leave auto invite on. Once you're invited into the group, like I did here, just start killing guards at random and griefing their reputation. It's not really that big of a grief, honestly. You see here, the guy makes more reputation from killing these than he loses from Timber Maw. But I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how many people lose their minds about you griefing their reputation like that. Very few things pull the showhelms out of raid like a unique mount. This is Alliance only, so if you're griefing this, you gotta be Horde. But it's a pretty easy grief. This mount is farmed using 3 tiers of mobs for reputation, including mobs in this area. The quest NPC is found all the way north, and if you see anybody doing this, they're going to be here for quite a long time, so add them to your friends list and unit scan and make friends. There's also a lot of Eco and Black Lotus farming. You'll find people all over. You can always have a good time here. Oh, one more thing. Did you think I didn't know? Did you think I had forgotten? For 19 years, you laughed at us, hiding in your banana like cowards, cuddling your druids, safe behind Flare. Well, this isn't Warsong Gulch. Who's laughing now? Doombringer. So on fresh servers, phase 1, 2, 3, shoot, even 4, all you have to do is wait in this spot right here and just add them to your unit scan. When unit scan goes off, all you have to do is shoot the hunter with your bow or toss a grenade and let him do the work for you. What you don't want to do is engage him. If you do, you're going to spawn a mob called the Cleaner, and true to his name, he will kill everybody on his aggro table. Now, in Era, there is almost no reason to do this mob. It's not going to happen organically, but this can still be done. This is going to take some more advanced griefing. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get into the discords of various raids, and you're going to pay attention, you're going to watch their streams. And when you see a hunter get the Leaf and Molten Core, you're going to add him to your friends list in your unit scan. When you see him go to Foulwood, you need to come to Winterspring immediately. The easiest boss for them to do, and the closest one to Foulwood, is right here, and this is where he's coming. Well, that's it for me, guys. I'm out.
Steven is tiny, but Steven doesn't have the following that Tiny has.